Hey guys, welcome to our second show of the day, trading Bitcoin. And I know it's like 3 a.m. in New York, but figured I saw the price. I was out at lunch with a couple of people, saw what was going on, decided to swing by the house. I have dinner plans in an hour and a half, and it'll take me time to get there. So I got max 1 hour before I have to shut down. I'll try and keep this brief. I'm going to go right to the charts and we'll take a look and see what's going on. Well, Europe's awake this time, so maybe that'll help. All right, let me, I don't have anybody helping me, so we'll see what happens with the questions and stuff. All right. Let's see what's going on. All right, I'm going to go straight to screen share. All right, well, you know my website, tonevase.com, my upcoming workshops. Brisbane, we added 3 seats, okay? Some people didn't pay. We were reserving seats for them. We opened it up, and that's it. 3 seats, the last 3 seats. The first 3 people that pay for Brisbane, they get in. My prices have just gone very cheap to attend my workshop. Oakland, Aruba, people are signing up, beautiful. Tampa and Las Vegas. Hey, Las Vegas is going to be an advanced workshop. I'll talk more about it later when things come down. I'm going to do a webinar. I'm going to get everybody up to speed on the basics. And I think I'm going to start going to the webinar model. It just makes more sense. That's it. Not much on the affiliate stuff anymore, but TradingView has a huge discount. Please use my link if you want to sign up for TradingView. They're offering 60% off. Please use the affiliate link. It's the only one I have left now that's actually paying something worthwhile. Next. Conference. I have to promote it, right? I mean, 19 seats left for poker right now. We may add some seats. It depends. Speakers, I'm going to add more speakers. I'm going to do another round of harassing speakers to try and bring you better speakers. But it's also a one-day conference, so there's not going to be that much. If I have too many speakers and not a lot of stage time. All right. All right. Let's look at the charts. The monthly chart has updated. I tweeted this out earlier. What I was looking for last month or this month is for the price to fall and touch the 47 area and also the 30-month moving average. I was looking for the exact same thing that happened back in October of 2014 with the price when we fell and hit the combination of Fibonacci and price. Now, if I do take this Fibonacci, and Tyler and I discussed the whole Fibonacci thing, if I take this back to 78.6 Fibonacci line, that one comes in at 43.58. And this is on the index, on the BLX, okay? If I look at the weekly chart is giving us a brand new low again right now. The low is 44.85. And we're right there. We're close. We're within a margin of error. So it's close enough. It's this cluster. This is a support cluster. We have a support cluster. There's also the setup trend line. The setup trend line is undeniable. We know exactly where that came from, right there, okay? My current problem is that Bitstamp charts and Bitfinex charts are so different from the standpoint of the sequential that the sequential becomes almost useless to me right now, okay? Because I can't use it. because on Bitfinex, my sequential is on a 7, but that's where all of my annotations are. If I flip this to Bitstamp, it's only on a 4. So like I can't really use it. And that's my problem right now. BTCUSD, Bitfinex. I'm gonna go back to Bitfinex because that's where all my drawings are. Like it's really, really hard for me right now to use the sequential to try and help you time the bottom, only because it's so different on different. Oh, Tyler's here. Hold on, Tyler. Didn't actually expect you.
Hey, Tone, how you doing?
Let's see here.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Your camera's off. I don't know if that's me or that's you. My audio.
Yeah.
I'm not connected. My Bluetooth did not connect me. What's going on? So I can't hear you right now, nor see you. I'm not sure why I'm not connecting. Hold on, let me try something else here. Speaker. Okay, my speaker should be better now.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, good.
I don't see you. I don't know if that's you having your camera turned off or me somehow blocking you. Do you have like a red line across your camera?
Yeah, I do. And it says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Interesting. 1 second. Oh, and Venzen's here.
Cool.
Okay, I think I know what I'm doing now. Okay. Do you want to be on video? It's 3 in the morning, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm fine. If nobody minds that I'm wearing a thong.
Yeah, perfect. How do I? Okay, hold on. There's a setting here. 1 second. Allow panelists to start video. Beautiful. Unmute Venzen. Okay, you could be able to. You should be able to do video now.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm using my laptop. I'm using my laptop camera because my Zoom, what do you call it? My GoPro is distorted, you know.
That's okay. Well, we don't see you, Venzen. You have to click the camera button to get rid of the red line.
Okay. This is second. I'm in settings and.
No settings. Just should be like just on the camera button.
Start video.
Oh, you got it.
There it is.
Oh, I've got to do this so you can see the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back.
Hi, guys.
Okay. Let me just go back to
Venzen.
Hi there, Tyler.
What is wrong with my audio for here? Weird. Hold on. Okay. Better now. All right. Can you guys say something?
Yes. Good to be with you, Tone. What time you got?
Oh, it's like 7 o'clock for me. It's
All right. I've got 3 o'clock. I've got 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, Tyler's got 3 o'clock in the morning. So let's yeah, that was like me from the other night. Okay. So I was just saying how it's very difficult for me to use sequential right now because the sequential is so different across the different exchanges. I would love to use a really good index, but I don't have a good index. that's both real time and historical, and
Sure.
it's just a pain in the ass. So there's not much I can do with sequential, but what I can say is we have a giant support cluster because the 4750 to 4900 area did not bounce the price. It looked like it did. This was a promising candle. It started out as a promising candle. It was very promising on a short-term scale. On a 10-minute chart, I actually really liked it. Even over here, we had a double sequential 13 on a 10-minute. We had a 9. We're breaking to new lows. I mean, I'm a big fan of when you break to new lows on short time frames, you short the hell out of it. That means you short it here this would have been, you know, like a few hours ago, you would have shorted at 48.80 the moment you broke it. And then you started making another base. So that means that, hey, when you break the base to new lows, here's the base to new lows. You break the base to new lows, you can short it again. And that break of base took place at 47.17 on a 10-minute Bitstamp chart. And then the same thing just happened, you know?
Just happened, yeah.
Yeah. The same thing just happened twice, you know. We broke the base again, and that was at 45.70. Now that one didn't last. That one didn't actually go straight down. It would have put you in a losing position. But we just broke the base again at 4,500, and that's just another straight short. Now notice how these bases like consistently are breaking. These are 10-minute candles, guys. Notice how they're consistently breaking on a sequential 4. Here was the bottom on an 8. And then it breaks again on a sequential 4. Here's the bottom on a 7. The 9 happened to be a reversal candle. And again, we are breaking on a sequential 4. I mean, you just like stay with the consistency. I'm looking for this thing to go to 4,200. Now at 4,200, now this is really bad. But again, this is Bitfinex. On Bitstamp, I bet you the 4-hour chart is going to look very different. We have now reached the target from the bearish pennant. We're now exceeding this target. I have nothing. I have open air. I really want to double check what this looks like on Bitstamp.
We're at 44.50 on Bitstamp, 44.43, breaking the new lows.
Right, but what number on sequential is it on the 4-hour?
Yeah, I don't have that.
I got it. So we're on a 9. See, that's a nice one right here, right? That is a really good 9 double 13. And this is, what are these lines? Okay, I just got a tipped question. Let me read it real quick. Can you open data mesh? I don't know what that is. There you see the BitMax stats. Seeing everyone's longs. Yeah, see, remember, guys, remember how I commented that the longs were getting unreasonably high too early, and that bothered me. And I'm not surprised that the longs are getting wrecked right now. They went in too early and prematurely. Here is a 9 double 13. I have no idea what those what these lines are. I guess they're Fibonacci's from somewhere back in the day. And like right now could be a potential stab at a falling knife, but I want to see a little bit of a reversal candle here. That's a lot of green arrows, a lot of 13s going down, but it's very different than the countdown, than the sequential system on Bitfinex. And because all my art is on Bitfinex, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to migrate it all over. BTI, like I wish this thing would like slow down so everything would just reset. Well, actually, no, we just had a 9 there. I think this is a reasonable area. I think we can fall to 4,200. I think there's just one more big push down, and then buyers should step in. Now, if we look at the longs are still there. Maybe it's not updating quick enough. And yeah, it's starting to look like capitulation. I mean, if we break 4,000, I will refer to this as capitulation. What say you, Tyler?
I don't think so. I think we're on our way to a 3,000 target off of the triangle break. And we're just getting there very efficiently and quickly with almost no resistance. I don't think we've got capitulation, and I think those longs basically are saying the same story. Now, could you pull up RSI on a weekly? Is that getting close to 30 now?
No, we're still, oh yeah, it is getting close to 30. It is, but here's the thing, right? You see how we bounced? I know I keep comparing us to last time, but it's too good not to compare. Last time we just missed the oversold condition and we bounced, and then we made it about 5 months later. Well, maybe 4 months later. So I'm looking for a bounce here. I'm not looking for a break of 4,000 on this move. I am looking for a bounce from 4,000. It could get us back to 5.5, maybe even 6. I don't think this is going to be that easy. I think we're going to bounce here off of 5,000, off of the low 4,000s. I mean, Nick wasn't wrong. There could be, because we didn't bounce in my first target area, I had nothing referencing the $4,200 area other than the setup trend line. We're almost at that setup trend line. Here is the CMF, and
you're not screen sharing right now.
Oh, I'm not. Shit. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I went off screen.
Tyler, that 3,000 target is very clear. I think you see it as well, Tone. There's so much there that price should head there at some stage. Tone, why are you saying 4,200, by the way? I missed the beginning of your show.
There's really no reason, only because I thought that we were already bouncing to the upside from this $4,700 area, and there was a bit of a fake out, and now we're falling. And I just think at this point, we're falling a little too far and a little too fast. I do have a setup trend line here, which tends to bounce the price occasionally. And like maybe 5 hours ago, we did a show with Nick Core, and he's looking for 4,200 to actually be the potential final low of this bear market. Now, obviously, if we break through 4,200 in the next hour, he's going to change his mind. But he gave decent reasons as to why he thinks 4,200 could potentially be the bear market low. And while I agree, I mean, he has good reasons. And I think that instead of the bear market low, it's going to be an intermediate low. Now, had we bounced from the $4,700 area and had some stability, or went back to the breakdown level of 61, I would have then been looking for us to smash 4,200 the moment 47, 48 got broken, because it's too close. But because we're falling so fast, I just can't see us breaking 4,000 like this week. I just can't see it. And 4,200 seems like a reasonable place for us to reverse, like 42, 41. It's a bit in the middle of nowhere, but you know, weird moves call for different reactions. You know.
Yeah. I'm with the dilemma now that until 4,700 was broken earlier, I had been saying to my subscribers that don't worry about it. We're gonna bounce soon. You know, so don't trade. Just wait. And you know, now we're in a case of plummet. Even though it's not going down in thousands, it's pretty relentless. So 4,200 would be good.
Right, and I think this is a very good wake-up call for those that thought that it's impossible for Bitcoin to be at 4,000, right? And now I'm seeing a lot of people starting to slowly get ultra bearish, right? And I saw it with oil. When oil fell to $25 last year, there was a big article all over Bloomberg how Goldman Sachs is calling for $20 oil. And it reversed right there at $25 and it never went to 20. And the other day I saw a Bloomberg headline saying that Bitcoin is going to 1,000. And Bloomberg will have to be wrong because these publications are always wrong. So I think by the time we get down to that $3,000 range, that $2,500 range, there's going to be so many people expecting 1,000, getting, collecting all of their fiat money to buy Bitcoin at 1,000, that it's just not going to go that low. So I am
Sure.
watching the mainstream media mentality on this one. But right now, a lot of the people that were short actually took their profit. And now, I mean, some of them may feel a little silly that they got out of their profit too early. And my answer to them is don't. You made great money. I wish I was still making money on my short. Like I told my group, the group of my former attendees, they said, "Hey, Tone, would you still be short?" And we had this conversation like 5 hours ago, right, when Bitcoin was at 4,700, and I said I would have been 80% out. I would have taken 80% of my profit on my short, and I would have kept the 20% just in case, this shit happens. And I would probably be out completely of my short at 4,200. That's what I would be doing with my short right now. I think we're in a good. I just like the short-term look. Like especially the Bitstamp version of the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart. I think we can still have a little more downside. I think the 1-hour chart, this is a 10-minute chart. I think we can get to that $4,300 range. I mean, we're $9 away from printing a 43 something. We'll probably do it on this call, maybe on this candle. It's just that people are panicking. And the question is, who's panicking? I don't think it's the retail traders that are panicking. I think it's the Novogratz. Maybe not someone as big as Novogratz, but I think it's the crypto hedge funds or the fake crypto hedge funds. Those that pretend to be crypto hedge funds because they thought they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Take a look at Bitcoin Cash. It's down 40% today. 40.
Which one?
231 BCH.
Right, but that's the thing. BCH isn't really trading, right? So it's got to be BAB. Like
Yeah.
I mean, did the contract stop trading? I'm looking at BitMax, December. I haven't seen it move all day. What is it doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at coin market cap.
I mean, it can't.
Sure.
I mean, here's the 1-minute candles. I mean, is it not? Did they pause trading or something? I mean, that's weird to me.
Oh, that's BitMax. That's the futures. Yeah,
Right.
It's at 0.0447 for most of the day, the whole day.
Right. So what is going on? I mean, I don't have an account anymore, so I can't exactly log in.
Okay, we can't see what's happening with Bitcoin Cash, but Ethereum is at $131.
Yeah, it's still $130 overpriced, though.
Well said.
All right, so I don't think it's trading on BitMax, or maybe the data link is broken. So I think I have the two Bitcoin well, like this is such a shit show. Is it BAB now? It's BAB. Why do I have it as BCC? BAB, there it is. Well, versus Bitcoin, it's kind of being steady, right? Because you have to look at this mess versus the dollar. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin is crashing, so everything is going to crash because everything else is priced against Bitcoin. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is priced against Bitcoin. Let's see Ethereum. Wow, look at GBTC, Tyler. Look at the premium on GBTC go.
Yeah.
Interesting, but the market is closed. So even if you got in for your premium trade, you got destroyed. Man, I can't wait to pick up GBTC at approximately $1 or something. Right now, GBTC is at $5.40. It will probably open below $5. Well, it has to open below $5 actually tomorrow at the open. Oh man, I might actually go into GBTC, right? Because I'll be home. I'll be back. The market's gonna open at like, it'll be 1 in the morning for me when the stock market opens. I might be picking up GBTC in pre-market, right? Because if I'm looking for a bottom on Bitcoin at 4,200, at least temporarily, if that bottom comes in perfectly as people are panicking out of GBTC in the morning, I might be going long in GBTC in my retirement account at market open. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, look at the RSI on GBTC. It's going to be well below 30, I think, on the open tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I don't have the chart of GBTC, I think, right now. Yeah, Ethereum is down to 135. Ethereum had its own triangle in the fiat world. But again, like Ethereum versus Bitcoin is probably not even falling as much. This is actually a crash in Bitcoin. And it's so weird. Like a Bitcoin is crashing and the altcoins are actually not crashing faster. I guarantee you that Ethereum against Bitcoin is probably holding up, because I think what's happening right now, I think all of those institutional investors that people thought were smart and knew what they were doing are actually panicking out of Bitcoin, and they're not even doing it OTC. They just want to get the hell out. How are the futures in the S&P 500 doing? At least they're holding.
Yeah, not bad.
Man, like Tyler, I need the S&P to go up the latest. Like one more bad day in the S&P, and I think it's a serial. Like the S&P needs to rally like, I don't know, 30 points tomorrow. This is bad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm very nervous. I'm ready to pull the trigger again for my clients and go some more inverse funds.
This is really bad. Yeah,
I don't like it.
I mean, if the S&P is trading below 2675 by 2 p.m. tomorrow, I think it's over. I think we're and if the S&P actually goes into like a 20-30% correction, Trump ain't getting reelected.
No, everything's on the line right here. Everything's on the line in terms of the U.S. economy, in terms of the U.S. stock market, in terms of the growth policies of Trump, and therefore for the rest of the world, because we've been the engine that's been pulling everybody along with us for the last 3 years. And I still think we can hold here, but it's got to do it right now, and we've got to start up. And I'm not sure what the impetus is going to be for that.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot that, like when we did our show earlier today, I was gonna disagree with you on something when you said that Trump had a chance to get us out of the debt hole with the booming economy. I have to disagree with that, because the rising interest rate will make that impossible. There's just like, if the U.S. federal debt was printed and not borrowed, then I'd say yes, we can get out of this hole with a booming economy. But because all of that was borrowed and the interest rate on government debt is rising, I mean, if the interest rate goes up to like 4 to 5%, it'll be like $1 trillion in interest payments every year added to the national debt. So you just can't get out of that hole. And that's one of the problems with borrowed debt instead of printed debt. So if you just print debt, you don't have this, interest. You don't have this, like one of these weapons of mass financial destruction, interest, the thing that everybody underestimates. But if you allow the government to just print money and not borrow it, then it's possible they'll print more money than the interest problem. But the interest problem is exponential. Printing money is not exponential. So eventually the exponential function wins out, those that have, taken a single pre-calculus class.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And I was pointing that out on a vlog that Lee and I did, because the whole math is very simple. And that is that your productivity and your growth have got to stay above the inflation rate and interest rates. And as long as they do that, slowly you can climb your way out of a debt hole. But the problem is, because the interest is growing exponentially and none of the principal's being paid off, that gets more and more difficult. So one of the reasons Trump had to get us up to 3% plus was because that is above the inflation rate, and it was above interest rates until the 10-year ran up to 328, which is what started all of this off, because a lot of smart people make that calculation. And now, if Trump can't come out with more stimulus because of what's going on in the House of Representatives, they're starting all kinds of investigations and all kinds of other stuff. I can see why the stock market is throwing in the towel here. I just hope I'm being premature and we can pull out a miracle, but we got to do it right now in the next week or two, or we're in big trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Mo, thank you for your donation and your nice comments. Yeah, I'm still trying to do what I can. Just really trying to educate people, on the markets. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing it. We'll see. Like, as long as I still enjoy doing these YouTube channels, I'll keep bringing them to you, but can't promise I'll be doing it forever. Look, we had a little bit of a bounce on a 10-minute candle, and it's going down again. Like, I kind of hope it keeps going down into stock market open. I kind of hope it keeps going down for another 6 hours, or at least kind of because I want to catch GBTC on a panic at the open. I mean, that's what I want to do. Maybe I can trade that one, but yeah, that'll be my goal. I do have a law show planned at like 8 a.m. my time, and the stock market opens at like 1 a.m. my time. So here comes another night of not much sleep. We got another tip from Ronald. Tone and Tyler, can you look at the NASDAQ QQQs on the weekly? Looks like it's bottoming at a 9, and FANG names are leading the rise or fall. I mean, I don't have the QQQ, but I can look at the index. I can look at the NASDAQ. It's the same thing. It's probably better to look at the NASDAQ than the Qs anyway. Let me grab my index list. We have NDX. NDX is the NASDAQ 100, right? Yeah, NDX is the 100. Yeah, so I don't see that. Maybe I should try QQQ. Oh, he said weekly. He said weekly. This is the daily. Okay, let me stick with let me go to the weekly on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, it's a 9.
Yeah, it's 9, but it's not well, it's not a perfected 9. It's also not a reversal candle, and the week has just started. So you do nothing. I don't think you can chase this 9. I mean, this could still be a 9 at 1,000 points lower, right? I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see. All right, I'm getting some more tipped questions. Yeah, I would just hold off on this. Maybe remind me at the end of the week when I do another video. I mean, this short-term moving average is just piercing. The long-term moving average are about to flatten out. This is not the kind of 9 you chase. This is like chasing Bitcoin earlier today. All right, let's see what else we got. From Joel, looks like you're in Switzerland. Hello, Tone. I'm down 50% on Bitcoin. Should I sell now and buy later on another dip, or hodl? Now, I can't answer that question. I'm not here for a quick buck. I believe in the tech. Look, if you're already down 50% and it's crashing this fast, there's the number one rule is don't panic. Okay, like look, you can even Google like tone vase don't panic. Like back in the day when I used to write articles, where's Liberty Life Trail? There it is. No, that's the importance of trading rules, which is actually the only article I've written about trading. It was like my July 14, 2014.
There it is. There it is. Cointelegraph, don't panic.
No, that's a different one. Oh, that was me. Oh yeah, that was me writing a don't panic article during the crash of the September. I remember that. Oh man. It's one of my old articles. It was not exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, that was this capitulation here, and I wrote an article, Don't Panic, with an up arrow there, saying, hey, we're capitulating out of a triangle. That was a second triangle. I'm not sure why I didn't draw it in there at the time. And yeah, there's lots of stuff. I mean, as a trader, you don't want to panic. You really, really don't. That's not the thing I was looking for, actually. Whoa, what is that? It was a Bcash thing. Maybe I shouldn't do don't panic. Maybe I can do Bitcoin fork, Liberty Life Trail. I gotta move. I've only written a few articles in my life, but they were all very good. What is this? That looks like the right time period, I think. Oh, what is this? What do you mean the video does not exist? Hey guys, I'm getting some kind of static. I don't know why. It was probably one of the last things I wrote about anyway. Let me go to, it's my old website. It still exists, but it will be decommissioned. I would have written it back in like August or something. Man, I don't remember. Oh, this is August 2016. Oh God, no. Let's go to September 2017. July 2017? June 2017? Yeah, it has to be here somewhere. Man, should have looked. Here it is. No. You know what, guys? I don't know. I don't know where it is. I can't seem to find it. I guess time goes fast. I can't find it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you can't panic, and I wouldn't panic right now. It is on a yeah. So this is this is Bitstamp 10 minutes. We're already at 42.96, so we've already broken 4,300. We're now in that 42 range. Not sure what else I can say. We're coming up on this green line. It's actually falling faster than I liked because I really want to buy GBTC, and maybe I can snag some in pre-market like I did before. Not sure really what else I can say here. Guys, you have any comments here?
Well, I'm surprised. Yeah, go ahead, Venzen.
Sorry to interrupt you, Tyler. I just wasn't sure because previously my audio wasn't working. I'm just closing some trades since we dipped below 300 there. You asking for comments about panicking, Tone?
No, I'm asking for general comments. I mean, my one of the well, one of
Yeah.
my one of the rules is for me in trading, just don't panic. Like I know sometimes don't panic can get you into trouble. Like when the stock of Bear Stearns goes from $60 to zero, but those incidents are few and far between. And you know, Bitcoin is not Bear Stearns, and you know, Bitcoin is not Lehman Brothers. So it will recover, and it's not going to $2,000 tomorrow. It's just not. It's going to recover here. Even the short sellers are going to take their profit. Okay, so I would be I'm somewhat confident that there should be a bounce from the low $4,000 range, and it can even go all the way to 6,000, and you know, and then people, so that the people that panicked right now, people that are panicking right now, those people are going to feel mighty stupid if the price of Bitcoin goes back to 6,000 by end of year. Now that doesn't mean that the bottom is in, but it just means right now is just too late to panic. So if I was down 50% on my Bitcoin right now, I would just potentially wait and maybe sell it at 6,000 and then buy it back at 3,000, you know, because like Tyler said, I also don't think it's over. Now, on the other hand, even if we fall down to 3,000 right now, I still don't think the bear market is going to end this year. I think we're going into next year. I think we're stuck until the summer, but it depends on how the rest of this year plays out. That's how next year is going to play out. Personally, I think we're going to bounce here from 4,300. We're going to probably come back and test 6,000 or 5,500, 5,000. And then you'll have a better opportunity to get out of this without panicking. And then if you get out and the bottom was in, you can get back in above 10K and ride it all the way to 100K. Like
any decision made in panic, you always end up regretting. It's often the wrong decision, and especially in trading, you know, where you pay for your mistake in money. So,
yeah. Hey, Venzen, you sound really staticky. You want to check your mic, make sure you're using the right mic.
Okay, you guys talk. I'm gonna change mics. All right.
Yeah, Tone, one thing I've noticed about triangle breaks and retests of the break is the longer it takes and the further you get from the break, the less likely it is you're going to go back and retest where the break took place. So we're sitting here now at 42.82, and we're coming very close to your setup trend line. And I just think that the size and the speed with which this is happening without really seeing any sort of panic, and I define panic by either a huge volume spike or the net longs dropping like a rock and net shorts beginning to jump in, and none of that's happening. So there's no way to tell where this is going to go, but I would just tell everybody that if you find yourself in a position where you feel like panicking, that means your mistake was made weeks ago.
Agreed.
Because you should have been set up for this. Now, if you're completely out, which we have been since last December, regardless of these wild moves, you never panic. All you do is you wonder, is this a place I should be buying? And that's such a different approach than waiting for the blood to start flowing and then figuring out, you know, what do I do? Do I put a tourniquet on this? Or what do I do? So what most people should be doing is rethinking what happened 2 weeks ago and rethinking what you were reading and what other people were saying about that 6,000 level, because that you had plenty of time, months, 4 months of test of 6,000 to very patiently get out of positions on every bounce, the one up to 8,500, the one up to 7,500, the one up to 5,800, 6,800. All of those is where you keep reducing positions and waiting to see what actually happens. Now, if 6,000 hadn't broken and we had broken to the upside, again, there's no need to panic because you're already in your position and now you can add to it above the triangle. So it's difficult to answer people's questions about, okay, I just lost 50%, what do I do? Well, the answer is you shouldn't have lost 50%. And I know that sounds crass and cruel, but that's what learning this stuff is all about, and not listening to people that are, just say, this is a completely different asset class. It does not conform to any rules. You can't think logically about it. You can't use technical analysis, all of that kind of stuff. This should be absolute proof to everyone that none of that is true. And and you don't have to be scared or afraid of it, but you have to learn to act when the probabilities are on your side. Now, to me, the probabilities are still on the side that we're going to hit 3,000 fairly quickly, and maybe very quickly, because we've broken out of that triangle. And as Tone says, and I've seen it in a number of other places, that gives you something on the order of a 60% or 10% over the house. You're now sitting on, a pair of aces, or in poker, or you're sitting on the dealer in blackjack with a 6 up, and you've got you can split your cards. So all I'm saying is that's the wrong question about panicking. The right question is, what should I have done so I shouldn't have panicked, so that next time you think your way through these things a little more carefully.
Right now, I also lost 75% of my value as well, but I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not panicking here because I knew what I was holding, and it's okay. Like, I'm willing to hold through it. I held for reasons. Maybe I was hoping I would be wrong. And like somebody on Twitter asked me today, I was like, I almost never reply to tweets anymore. But there was one, somebody asked a question, so I want to point it out. What was it? Oh man, there's too many already. Okay, here we go. There was a question here somewhere. Here, do you rejoice at the vindication or remain magnanimous? And my answer is no, I'm not rejoicing this. And here was my answer. I would rather be wrong, have Bitcoin go to $100,000 right now, and then I walk away rich and in shame. I would be perfectly happy right now if Bitcoin flew to $100,000. And that's fine. And I'm happy to be the laughing stock of crypto Twitter walking away with $100,000 per Bitcoin. I'd be very happy with that. But the reality of the situation is the charts were bearish, and I called it such. And if you guys all remember that song between me and Mike Novogratz, well, I guess we know who won that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, like I said, I'm literally looking for a bounce right here. The shorts
It's
are
bouncing
flying
in the
up.
1 minute. In the 1 minute chart, there's it's breaking some MAs to the upside. It's nothing definitive yet, but there is a bounce.
We're gonna have a
Mini.
9 here next 10-minute candle. Now the thing is, I am looking for a bounce here, but I really want to bounce in like 3 hours. So if I was to try and catch this falling knife, it would be like a very small position, and I would add to that position as the market calms down, as the prices rise. Yeah, it's almost 4 a.m. in New York. I actually got to go in about 5 minutes because I want to go to dinner. I have not eaten all day. I'm actually not hungry anymore. I was hungry about 2 hours ago. But I want to go grab dinner with one of my followers. That's the other thing. People don't, like a lot of people don't let me stop screen share. Like I said, I think you guys already know my view on the price. Like, people don't understand what my job is. Like 15 to 20% of my time is spent booking Airbnbs, booking airlines, deciding on my schedule, where to speak, where to go, what conferences, talking to people from those conferences, coordinating interviews and people on podcasts. That's another 20% of my time spent. And I'm very accessible when I travel. People take me out to dinner all the time. I've been out to dinner with people every night that want to take me out, that follow my YouTube videos. And I'm not in front of a computer all day long to trade, but I will be tonight. I'm going to try and snag some GBTC. All right. Hey, Jim, thank you for your very generous tip. Tone, Tyler, and Leah have been instrumental in my decision making regarding my holdings. Because of them, I'm ultimately own a lot more Bitcoin that I started with. I'm a subscriber and I'm also a client. People pay attention. This free info is valuable. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for your comment, Jim. Yeah, I'm still looking at the, yep, this 10-minute candle is going up. It's an aggressive 13, it's an 8, not a perfect 9. Like I said, I was looking for a bounce. I know you guys can't see it. I went off screen share. And yeah, we almost touched the setup trend line. The setup trend line was at about 41.25. I was treating it as 42 because Nick was focused on 42, and I do respect his opinion on the price and TA. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is the falling knife catch for the rest of the week or the rest of the month. And keep that stop loss tight.
Yeah, I'm glad I joined. I was bewildered again, watching this drop through 4,800, 4,700, and that was the level where I really expected there would at least be a halt. So I'm glad I joined. It seems 4,200 is a resistance or a support level right here. What it'll do after, I don't know. In terms of the global economy, not Friday, 3 days time, 4 days time will be a full moon. Not because of tea leaves and mystical connotations, but simply because there's a high correlation between moon phase, so either new moon or full moon, and market reversals. So bear that in mind as well, 3 days time.
Well, it depends how fast we go up. In 3 days' time, might be time to reverse back down.
It can't come back down.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan, for your contribution. Thanks for all your content, Tone, and having good friends like Tyler and Venzen. As a client, you've guided us very well during these times. Thank you. And thank you for your follow-up tip, Joel. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, a lot of wives and girlfriends are not going to be happy going into Christmas time this year as opposed to last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess we can wait 2 more minutes and wait for the next 10-minute candle. I can flip screen share on one last time real quick.
Yeah, just one quick thing. Somebody asked me the other day, I had told 3 or 4 months ago our clientele that when 6,000 broke, what point should people start buying? And we set up a ladder starting at about 5,100 and then 4,900 and 4,700. And the ladder was growing as we got down to the 4,400 level. But just last week, I came out and I said, anybody that I told to put those buys in, I believe it's important now to cancel all those orders. And the reason is because of the phase 2 line, which was coming in right at 6,000, along with Tone's bottom of this triangle. That to me, technically, that meant this thing was going to drop a much faster and further. I still, at this point, am not willing to tell people to start buying other than on a quick bounce kind of a trade at the anything below the $4,400 level, because I want to see what kind of a bounce we can get from here. It's either going to be very strong or very weak, but because I don't know, and we're so far away from the break, we just dropped 1,800 points in less than, well, basically in a week, a little more than a week, because we're still only beginning this week. So we're talking about a 33% drop in basically 5-6 trading days. So that deserves some kind of a bounce, but it also poses the question, why has it taken so long for the bounce? Why didn't we get one off of the 5,300, the 5,100, the 4,900? And I think that's telling us something. And I'm not sure what that is at this point. And because of that, I'd rather just stay on the outside.
Well, my reason for why we didn't get the bounce in the $4,800 area is because we got the bounce from 54. Like, had we gone straight down into 59, I think we would have bounced perfectly off that region. But because we had a bounce, this is the 12-hour chart, and this is the daily chart, you actually had 1, 2, 3 days of, bounce or stabilization off of the $5,400 area, but that was Bitfinex, right? So it was like $5,200 area. So we did get the bounce. We got that bounce a little too early. So because we got the bounce a little too early, now we're overshooting it, and we're getting the bounce a little bit later. Like, we just blew through the middle area because we bounced early.
What do you think, Tone, about being outside the channel now?
Oh yeah.
I think we're oversold, but like, this is what's bothering me. Why are the number of longs rising? Like, they're gonna get hurt.
They really been buying since that 5-4 bounce that you showed, Tone. That's where the longs started increasing, and where the shorts started closing.
Right, and they're being relentless about it, but maybe they'll be right for a little bit. I mean, it is looking like a bounce right here. We are bouncing. Here's the 10-minute chart. We are bouncing. We got the 9, and we are bouncing. We're already price flipping off that 9. It's looking good. It looks like a bounce. So this bounce could be significant. I want to see I'm going to see if I can time GBTC in the morning. I'm about to go to dinner. I got an interview with Crypto Man Ran of CNBC. That's going to air a couple of days later. Way too late. Why didn't they interview me a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right? They're interviewing me now. I have no clue what's going to happen now. Don't interview people when other people are, well, when the price is moving like this. You got to interview people before you expect this so that you can prepare them. Okay, so I found that article. It was called, "Is a Bitcoin Hard Fork Still Avoidable?" I wrote this article on March 20th. The reason why I wrote this article on March 20th is because on March 18th, 2 days earlier, right here, this is 2 days earlier, and I'm not here to pick or make fun of Vinny at all, right? 2 days earlier, Vinny wrote an article on March 18th, 2 days earlier, and at the end of that article, he wrote the following: "Full disclosure, I have sold the majority of my Bitcoin holdings, 90%, earlier this month, and I do not intend to repurchase any Bitcoin for long-term holdings until they are clearly on a path forward." Okay, so he wrote that on March 18th. If I go to the daily chart, and if I go to the daily chart and I do a go to, and I go to March 18th of last year, not this year, this 2017 March 18th, okay, 2017 03 18, okay, let's go there. Bitfinex was the, here it is. So this was the day that he wrote the article, okay, and he said he sold 90% of his coins. And I wrote the article 2 days later, and my article was titled "Don't Panic," because I was bullish. I was bullish because of this channel, okay? And I was telling people, no, Bitcoin is not going to go down. So that happened at a price of 900. Let's say he even picked the top. Let's say he even sold at 1200 if he happened to get lucky. And hey, if he was using sequential back then, oh my God, look. So both times, there it is, tops on a 9, and here it is, tops on a 9 prior to that peak. I wasn't even using sequential on Bitcoin back then, so you can't say it was some kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And here was the day of the article, March 18th. My article was written on the 20th, and my article was specific about don't panic and how I expect the price of Bitcoin to keep rising, and it was all because of technical analysis. And there it is, okay? So just don't panic right now. There'll be, never panic. Anyway, one last shout out to the conference. I'm already late for dinner. It's about a 20-minute walk for me. And it will be a nice walk here in Sydney. Check these out. You can Google for them. Maybe I'll throw them in my video description before I go out on these links about not to panic. And hey, thank you, Tyler. I know it's 4 o'clock in the morning for you. Thank you, Venzen, for joining us here. You can see how it just got dark here in Sydney in the last hour. I already took the, oh yeah, the 10-minute chart. We're already back to 44. We already hit 44.50. So that was good. That was you know, a few $100 there. I don't know if it's going to hold. Nobody knows if it's going to hold. I think it's going to be hard to break 4,500. If we break 4,500, then this could be a substantial bounce and the worst is over, but it doesn't mean that it can't get worse in a week or two.
Sure.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Venzen.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Tone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.